You're on the record in cause number 326234, State of Texas versus Brandon Joseph Roberson. Mr. Roberson, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Roberson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, Mr. Roberson, you may put your hand down. Mr. Roberson, you're here with your attorney, Mr. Antoine Freeman. Uh, Today's date is January 8th of 2021, and your case, Mr. Roberson, actually was set on January 6th of 2021 for trial at 10 a.m. On January 6th at 10 a.m., well, on January 6th of 2021, uh, Mr. Roberson, your name was called at or about 10 a.m. by the court bailiff, and you did not answer, and you did not appear in court that day. And actually, your attorney, Mr. Freeman, who's here, also did not appear in court. And the bailiff also called your name again at 11:22 a.m. on January 6th of 2021. You did not answer. A reasonable time had passed to give you an opportunity to appear in court, and therefore your bond was forfeited. At that time, the state did not object, and the court ordered that your bond be forfeited and a warrant be issued for your arrest. Now you're appearing here today with your attorney. I think Mr. Freeman previously announced that he was here to request the court to set aside the bond forfeiture. But upon checking the court's file, apparently the bond forfeiture had not actually been entered. It was pronounced on on January 6th of 2021, but it had, as of right now, it had not been entered. Now, Mr. Freeman, do you have any, you have a response?
Well, as I said earlier, no, Your Honor, we and I say me, Mr. Roberson and myself, uh, got the dates and times confused. I showed up late on that day, thinking it was going to be a 1:30 trial, and I don't know why, because I did have 10 o'clock on his post. I just thought it was 1:30, so that's why I came at 1:30. Mr. Roberson himself thought it was today. So
So that's why
there
you
was
showed
no,
up today?
it's not as if we were trying to avoid uh, coming to court. Me and myself, just screwed up the dates and times, and we're here today to go forward and hopefully get another court date without having to submit another bond.
Okay. Uh, the reasons for him not appearing, the court does not see that there was any uncontrollable circumstances that prevented him from appearing in court. Obviously, he did not elicit anything any other evidence to suggest that he may have been sick. And so the court doesn't find that there's just cause to not go forward with the bond forfeiture. Okay? So, I mean, at this time, we don't have a warrant out, but the bond forfeiture will still go through and be processed. So at this time, this will conclude this hearing, right, as I speak, he's free to go because it hadn't been processed. I don't know why it wasn't processed, but it had, but it was pronounced on the record. It just the paperwork just hadn't been completed. Okay?
And Your Honor, uh, because the paperwork hadn't been completed, I don't think it was signed. And it's been my experience for the last 14 years in this court that if that paperwork had not been processed or signed, judges would usually 99 times out of 100 in a case like this just recall that warrant, it hadn't even been processed.
Well, it hadn't been, you can't recall something that hadn't been, done. I mean, it was, I mean, I'd have to look into why it wasn't done. I mean, but, the court, doesn't feel that there's just cause to not go forward, based on, the fact that the court had stated earlier.
With that said, are we gonna, wait till the warrant is issued, or are we gonna reset this for trial?
You can't reset it. I mean, the warrant is coming, it will be filed. And then once he is, once the case is processed, he's booked in, booked out, a new court date will be given. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Okay, this will conclude this hearing.